Terence Crawford against Jaron Ennis, for me, is the best fight in American boxing. But it needs to be a payday for Crawford that would get him interested, because Crawford knows how good Boots is. And I'm not saying that Crawford thinks he's going to lose to Boots, but he knows that is a real fight. But for me, Boots is the new Crawford. We've just got to go out and get the fight.
Jaron shocked the boxing scene after he openly explained his view on Terence Crawford's legacy in modern history.
The fight that everybody wants to see. Yeah. I want to do it.
Do you respect him as, like, when he's like, I got a couple fights left, I'm at the end, I'm only trying to get mega fights, so...
I understand it, but don't lie or cap to the net and make it seem like I had the opportunity to fight you and I didn't. I never did. You know what I'm saying? And then that one time that I did, we said they called, and we said we never heard nothing else back about it. So
right.
I mean, I respect it though. I mean, get your money. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. But don't be capping on the net.
That's a good fight. That's definitely up there. It's definitely up there. Probably at middleweight or something. That's like a vacant belt. That's definitely up there. That's definitely a big fight. Probably Shakur and Tank too, maybe. That's like right on the scene. But yeah, that's that. You might not be lying. That might be.
Rather than calling the three-division undisputed champion one of the greatest fighters ever, the young contender admitted he does not place Crawford in that group. Even though fans and experts praised Crawford after his huge victory against Canelo Alvarez, he shared that his personal heroes are Roy Jones Jr. and Floyd Mayweather and Pernell Whitaker and Sugar Ray Leonard. Many people were surprised by his opinion, but the American boxer clearly stated that he follows his own list of legends, and Crawford is not part of it.
When everybody said Crawford elevated his status, he's the GOAT. Do you think this win puts him on Mount Rushmore or makes him a GOAT in boxing?
Everybody got their own opinion. So
what's yours?
My opinion is I like who I like. You know, I like Roy Jones, Floyd Mayweather, Pernell Whitaker.
What do you think?
I'm liking Sugar Ray Leonard. I've been watching a little bit of Sugar Ray Leonard and James Tony. So they my top guy that I've been watching. You know.
The timing of Ennis' remarks made the discussion even louder because they came right after Crawford delivered one of the biggest wins in boxing history. Earlier this month, he stepped up in weight and beat Mexican superstar Canelo Alvarez by unanimous decision to win the undisputed super middleweight title, which made him the first male fighter ever to become undisputed champion in 3 different divisions. The bout was one of the most talked about fights in recent years, with many people arguing before the match about whether Crawford's smaller size would hurt him against a bigger opponent. When fight night arrived, the Omaha fighter once again showed that skill and ring intelligence matter more than size, as he clearly outperformed Canelo and added another major moment to his career story.
And we landed at the same time. I looked at him, I told him like, yeah, you felt that. I was just letting him know that it was going to be a long night.
Last 30 seconds of the fight, what was going through your mind then?
Close it out. Just close it out. If I didn't have that mindset of finishing the fight and making sure that I close it out, then it would have been a draw. Being that I wasn't the champion, I was the challenger. I wanted to make sure that the judges see that I was in control from the beginning to the end. I just knew it was going to be my day. I came out smiling. I don't never come out smiling. I'm always focused. I was ready for whatever he brought.
For Ennis, respect does not always mean placing someone among the greatest fighters ever. The Philadelphia boxer, who has already unified titles at welterweight, is focused on building his own journey. Next month, he will step up to super welterweight for the first time to fight Portugal Wis Lima at the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia. One fighter who had no problem calling Crawford great was Roy Jones Jr., who is also one of Ennis' favorite legends. The Hall of Famer, who is seen as one of the best of his era, was asked who he believes is the top fighter in the world today. Even with strong recent wins from Alexander Usyk and Naoya Inoue, Jones said Crawford stands above the rest. He explained that Crawford moved up more divisions and faced more challenges than Usyk, and fighters at lower weights usually need more skill. He said Crawford, rising from 135 to 160, showed a wider level of dominance and skill, which gave him the edge, while Usyk was a very close second, almost equal. After Crawford victory over Canelo, fans also started debating if he had passed Floyd Mayweather, who retired unbeaten and is considered one of the greatest ever. When Crawford was asked if he ranked himself higher than Mayweather, he answered with respect and humility. He said he does not compare himself to Mayweather, who he sees as one of the greatest fighters ever and the defining star of his time, while Crawford views himself as the leading fighter of this generation. He also gave credit to Mayweather for creating the example that fighters like him could follow, from discipline to hard work, showing a clear path to reaching the highest level.
Start making comparisons with your legacy to Floyd Mayweather.
How do you feel you compare with Floyd with the resume you have now?
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd.
As Crawford stays in the spotlight, his longtime trainer Brian "Bo" McIntyre has spoken about how much longer his career may last. McIntyre, who has worked with Crawford since his debut in 2008, shared that the 38-year-old likely has only 2 or 3 fights left before stepping away from the sport. He said Crawford made the win over Canelo look easy and suggested the team is already thinking ahead. One possible next move is dropping down to middleweight to face Janbek Alam Kanoli, the current WBO and IBF champion. The powerful fighter from Kazakhstan has shown interest in the matchup, seeing it as an opportunity for Crawford to chase a title in a 6th weight division.
I feel like he should just sail off into the sunset after this monumental
well,
win.
You know what? They made it look so easy. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Shit, got 2-3 more in him and shit. You know what I'm saying? Train camp will try harder. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think a move to 160 would make sense?
I mean, if you want to do it, you know, it'd be a challenge. If you want to challenge yourself, yeah, I don't mind.
They make them 5 weight divisions. There's not many people there.
That'd be great.
Oscar and Manny.
Yeah, that'd be great.
If not, do you think he stays at 160? Would you want to see him stay at 160?
Jessica. I don't know. We'll see.
In terms of just overall, I know a lot has been said about Terence now being amongst the greatest fighters in history. Where do you rank him? Should we rank him like that? Is it difficult because in your eras?
I'll say when you say all the best, name the best fighters ever in the history of boxing, you're gonna have to say Ray Robinson. You're gonna have to say Jack Dempsey. Then you gotta say Terence Crawford.
Talk about Crawford next step does not stop there. One of the most interesting new names is Sebastian Fedor, the tall WBC light middleweight champion, who stands at 6 feet 5.5 inches. Fedor said he supported Canelo in their fight because of the size gap, but admitted that Crawford ring intelligence earned him the win. Even with his own height and reach advantage over most fighters, Fedor shared that he would be happy to face Crawford if he comes back to 154 pounds. He also added that Crawford may already be planning a move toward 160.
Going back to 160, but
yeah,
we're welcome. Why not?
Gabby, for you on the weekend, I know you're a big supporter of boxing and whatnot, and I think I've actually seen Crawford speak about you sometimes in interviews. What did you think of the fight, and were you rooting for Canelo, or did you think that Crawford could do it?
I was also rooting for Canelo, but again, we're going off Sebastian, that it was Crawford fought smart. Crawford fought smart. He knew his range and his shots, and he felt comfortable that there was times where he was fighting in the inside with Canelo and he was getting the better shots. So I think he felt comfortable in that division, and he'll probably stay there. Maybe go down one weight class down, but who knows? Props to him. They're 2 icons in the legend in the sport of boxing.
Well said. Do you think the rematch needs to happen? What's the next fight for Crawford for both of you? What do you think that, is it a rematch or?
It probably won't be a rematch. I don't think so. There's no reason to.
It didn't look like Canelo wanted that rematch, honestly, but Crawford could do whatever he wants right now. He can go up if he wants to. He can go down. I hear there's talks of him and Benavidez. So there's all kinds of names that are coming. Yeah, are coming out for Crawford. Crawford is the #1 in the sport right now. So everything. He has everything right now.
Attention is still focused on Crawford, but the impact of the fight has been just as serious for Canelo Alvarez. For the first time in 7 years, the Mexican star no longer holds a world title belt. The loss to Crawford became only the 3rd defeat of his career, placing him alongside Floyd Mayweather and Dimitri Bivol as the only fighters to beat him. With 68 fights behind him, questions surfaced about whether the 35-year-old might think about retiring, especially since his recent performances hinted he may not be at his best anymore. Still, reports say Canelo is not finished, although fans will have to wait to see him return because he needs elbow surgery, which will keep him out until at least April 2026. His planned February return in Riyadh has now been delayed to the 2nd or 3rd quarter of the year. Who he will face next is still unclear, with options including a rematch with Crawford, a move up in weight to fight David Benavidez, or another major opponent.
With Canelo Alvarez, I understand you have an update.
Yes, Max. Canelo Alvarez obviously coming off of that tough loss to Terence Crawford earlier this month. I'm told that he's going to have elbow surgery. He was set to return in February in Riyadh for the 3rd fight of that deal. That fight is now going to be delayed until Q2 or Q3 of 2026. So Canelo's going to have the surgery and then he'll come back.
For people who don't know, what does Q2 and Q3 mean?
The second quarter of the third quarter of the year. April, May, June.
So anywhere between
April,
January,
September.
February, March
Q1
is off. That's Q1. So anywhere from
April to September.
Through September in that area.
In that area, Canelo Alvarez is still the face of boxing. Even after the loss, he's going to come back, and the expectation would be it would be in Riyadh. He has 2 more fights.
Legendary fighter and promoter Oscar de la Hoya also shared his thoughts on Canelo's future after the defeat when asked if the Mexican star is finished. De la Hoya quickly dismissed the idea, saying Alvarez still has the strength and skill to stop opponents who fight in ways that fit his style. He explained that at this point in Canelo's career, the key factor is matchmaking, meaning who he is matched against and whether those fights still excite fans. According to De La Hoya, it is now less about what Canelo has left physically and more about how his team and promoters carefully plan his next moves.
Don't get me wrong. Canelo facing the right opponent that's going to stay in front of him, that's going to fight, that's going to make it a brawl, Canelo knocks him out. So I'm not saying Canelo's shot or done. No, it's far from it. It's all on the matchmaking. It's all who you put in front of him. It's all about squeezing those last dollars from the fans, Canelo. You want to squeeze the fans.
What about the Mexicans?
Take it easy on the fans.
Adding more heat to the conversation, former world champion James Toney shared his opinion on a possible fight between Canelo and David Benavidez. Known for speaking his mind, Toney said he believes Benavidez would be the first fighter to stop Canelo before the final bell. He claimed that if the two ever meet, Benavidez would knock Canelo out. Benavidez has already moved up to light heavyweight after being unable to secure a super middleweight fight with Canelo, and earlier this year, he became the WBC champion. His first title defense is scheduled against Britain's Anthony Yarde in Riyadh this November, but he has made it clear he is still open to facing Alvarez in the future. If that fight happens, Toney is confident it will not last the full distance.
Facing Canelo, what do you think it's stopping that fight?
Canelo's a little nuts.
You think so?
That's all it is. He's scared deaf. Canelo is scared. Scared. You know, he fought Benavidez, he get knocked out. He get
like James Toney, a lot of people have said that if Canelo keeps on waiting and waiting for Benavidez, it's actually going to become harder to beat him. Do you agree with that? It's good to Canelo should get him right now because I guess quote unquote he's not fully seasoned. But if he gets him later, Benavidez is gonna roll right through him. Do you agree with that?
It don't matter. He gonna roll him right now. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If he fights Canelo right now, he's gonna steamroll him. Like how Tommy Hearns did Rampino Cuevas. How Tommy Hearns did Roberto Duran. Same result. I promise you. So that's why that boy Canelo's scared. Him and all his people.
Looking at the bigger picture, boxing fans are watching how Crawford greatness stacks up against both past and current fighters. They are also following how Canelo recovers from his loss and where rising stars like Ennis and Benavidez fit into the scene. Several storylines are developing at once. Crawford could make history again with a possible 6th division title. Canelo plans a comeback after surgery. Ennis is stepping up in a new weight class. Benavidez is seen as the fighter who might finally stop Canelo. No matter what happens next, boxing is at an exciting point where the past, present, and future all come together.